Well, hello and welcome to Clarity TV. It's Friday. No, it's not. Here we go.
It's not Crackerjack.
No, it's Monday and it's the 13th of
It
January.
is indeed. And it's approaching 2 p.m. here in the UK.
So welcome. My name is Barbara Gray. This is Paul Church. Jilly is in the room with you if you have any questions, and she'll be happy to answer those for you. And we thought that we would get together with you, show you a beautiful set of floral stamps.
That's right. And am I right in thinking that you illustrated these, Barb?
Yes.
You did,
Yeah,
didn't you?
yeah, back in the day. It's been a while since these have seen the light of day.
But they're beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah, and they come with masks. They've got a really clever little twist for them. So you're going to tell us about the price? Let's have a look at the product.
Okay, so the sound is all nice and clear from Jilly. So what we have here, we have this amazing collection. The item number is 11965, and it's the Floral Walls A6 Stamp and Mask collection. Now, if you're ordering from us from the first time, you can see you have our website at the bottom, which is claritycrafts.com. If you put that item number into the search bar, then it'll bring you straight to the product. Now, these would normally be $49.95. You have a £10 saving because they're £10 each. That's 5 for the price of 4, including all of the individual masks as well.
Excellent.
So you'll be paying $39.95. However, if you belong to any of our clubs, for example, if you're a Diamond Club member, then it's only £33.96.
Marvellous. Now, if you're wondering why I dived in there, it's because I've got like 4 demos that I want to do. And I thought, so we could spend the first half of the show chatting about how to order, and then I can't even get to what I've prepared for you. So that was really my thinking.
It was indeed. So should we have a look on the overhead in a little bit more detail of each of the individual designs then?
I think what we'll do is we'll have a look on the overhead of the individual designs so you can see them up close.
Yeah.
And then if you do that, Paul, right, there we go. Okay, so you can see here, this is the kind of format. When I drew them on a border, so you can see that they work really nicely on their own. But each of them comes with some kind of bottom, like a base.
Yes.
Okay, so this has got the logs,
bedding to it.
That's right. So you've got your different beautiful little assets and tiny little elements that you could use your stamp pens with beautifully, right? And the other thing to bear in mind is this one with the bulrushes, for example, you get the masks, you get a double mask for the logs.
Right.
So this is more will be revealed on that.
Yeah.
Did you want to show us a couple of pieces of artwork?
Absolutely. There we go. So the first one here from Debbie McMullen.
So if you just hand me those, and then we can just take a look, and you'll see here that we've got the log pile at the bottom, and because of the maskability, it's very nice to use. And you'll notice the little stamps, the words, and you'll see here, for example, again, we're using these little words, and I just wanted to put these into the picture at the same time.
Yeah, these are our little wee word chains, mini word chains. So you get sort of 2 sets on each of them. If you go to the Clarity TV button on the front of the website and go to our show page, you'll see all of the various different options available.
And they're really smashing to use. So this one, for example, 10577, you've got here, the word chain. So the idea is, it says sending you hugs, sending you lots of hugs and kisses, sending you lots of kisses, wishing you well, get well soon, sending you lots of happiness. You see, so the idea is that the interchangeability is in the mix and matchability.
Your own sentiments.
And then this one, they're really great. What's that? A tenner?
Should be $9.99. They're $7.99 plus your club discount.
There you go. And then this one, how very kind, how very thoughtful, how generous, you're the best, you're brilliant, you're ray
of sunshine.
Ray of sunshine. You're the best ray of sunshine. Yeah. Kind ray of sunshine. If you've got someone in your family called Ray, you're quids in.
Well away. You're well away with Ray. Don't start. We got into trouble on Friday.
1066
and a 2.
And a 2.
So normally $9.99, $7.99. And you'll find that they're featured in a number of the samples throughout. There we go.
Find it.
Where's
Ray. It'd be somewhere on one of the sets.
Or one of the other
So
ones.
you're a brilliant ray of sunshine. Get well soon. You can see here. But of course, the stamps also come with
Their own sentiment
they come
as
with their own
well.
sentiment. So thank you so much. Really lovely. You can see it here. Thank you so much. Sending you sunshine. So now this is really cool. It's making a circle, a wreath out of the logs, and this is using the larger word
versions.
chains.
Yes.
So there you go. That's the first one.
Yeah.
Second, next up, we've got the roses. Love the roses. So this
the
comes with
roses
the brick
and the
wall.
brick wall. Yeah.
So the brick wall again comes with its mask, and you can see just how. So really, the value is in the bundle, isn't it?
It is indeed. So normally, these are £9.99, and the numbers at the top 11928 is if you just wanted to go for one individual.
Yeah.
However, what you'll find is when you look at the artwork, a number of the design team, they've mixed and matched, haven't they? So they've taken
Really
the
lovely.
logs with the roses. That's a nice grungy one.
That's a lovely grungy one by Jane Telford. I love that tag. So you can see here, there's the brick with the writing inside.
So these would be great for like little mini makes as well.
Really
wouldn't they?
fantastic. Yeah, here's another one. Beautiful. So you can see because of the masking, it's very easy.
It's protecting, isn't
but
it?
you can, like Tina Morris here, you can see you use them independently as a top and a tailor.
Like
very
that
nice. Love that. So this one here, I think this is a Julie Dunn. Let's have a look. Yeah, Julie. So she's used the stone from another set.
Yeah, from the next one coming up.
The next one coming up. And this is a gorgeous one by Tina Morris. And you can see here that this brick wall, it just sets off all the flowers, regardless of which ones you use.
Yes.
So there you go. That's the
rose
roses.
and brick wall, item number 11928.
We like that.
Then the next one is Lizzie and Rockery.
Love Lizzie. So here we go. So this is Lysianthus. Like this one a lot, and I really like the little flowers that go with it and the rockery. So this is the one that I'm actually going to use in the first demo.
Ah.
So
but there's no rockery on that one.
No, so it's interchangeability, you see. So look out for the grass in a minute when we show.
The grass.
So look out for the grass.
Is it going to grass you up?
So you can see here we've got thinking of you, lots of little elements again, perfect for your stamp pens.
There we go.
And this is rather lovely by Sonia Goodliff. So she's used a piece of ribbon, and then because of the straight line,
and she's combined a couple of different bouquets, isn't she? That one is actually from, this is the set we need to look at. I got confused because that one had the daisy on it.
Right, okay, well done.
See, it shows that they work together.
So this is another one by Sonia Goodliff, and she's used one of her dies as a kind of a planter. Isn't that lovely?
Window dies.
Yeah, the window dies. And then she's popped that inside there, which looks really gorgeous. This one is a Linda Spencer. You see how she's made that really lovely frame? I'm going to show you that trick. So I'm going to do that for you. Here we've used the Lysianthus with the logs, you see, so it's that interchangeability.
And they all work perfect. They don't stand out and look different,
Not
do
at
they?
all.
Sort of that they don't go.
No, no, they definitely work together. And there's the rockery again. So you've got a really nice, and you don't have to use all of it. If you just use a partial art, just a little section on an ATC, for example.
That'd be beautiful.
Yeah, top and tail, Sheila Metzeler. Then we've got, this is really nice as well, Julie Dunn. I like the way that this has been offset.
Yes.
It's a really nice way of, you know, with spring is in the air, we're getting fed up with the weather now. And so this is a really nice, you know, coming up for the days are getting longer again. And the weather is going to get a little bit milder.
Yeah. But daffodils are out. I've seen daffodils. People have sent pictures. Daffodils are out already.
There you go. Unseasonably warm, apparently. So there you go. So that's the Lysianthus with the rockery. And then we've got our
daisies and grasses.
Daisies and grasses. So this is a nice one, 11926 if you only want one. And remember, you always get your
and you get two masks in each
with
of them,
good reason. With good reason. So that's the one. If you look here, you see we've used the Lizzie from the top one and then the grass. And you'll notice that I've bent it a little bit as well to get some interest going.
Nice.
So let's have a look at the artwork.
There we go.
For
so this
one.
Covers Lizzie with the daisy.
Love that. So back to Sonia. You can see here she's doubled up.
So you can create sort of like a real flower bed, can't you?
Very
with all
nice.
Different flowers.
Very lovely. Tina Morris. I like the way she's offset them.
That could be a lovely bookmark, couldn't it?
Looks gorgeous, doesn't it? This is lovely as well. Hugs on your birthday. Sheila Metzeler.
So you can go crisp, you can go clean, you can go grungy, a
This
little
is
bit of
lovely.
fussy cutting.
Debbie McMullin.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Look at the background.
Yeah,
Using
so that
brick
wall, doesn't that look smashing?
Yeah.
And Sarah Brennan, again, just by layering up that rockery, you can create a whole
build
wall,
your own
a
wall,
sea
don't
wall.
you?
Yeah. With the
and the clouds from the
as well.
masks.
So that's gorgeous. And then I remember we did add a Christmas one to the collection. So this is a new one to the edition, which has got a really nice wall again.
Wall onto it as well.
With holly.
Yeah, we've got like the poinsettias in there as well.
And then we've got that cobblestone wall, we call that one.
Yes, that's
there
lovely,
we are.
that one.
So that's a nice Christmas edition. And we can see here again, this will be a Tina Morris where she's offset it. Doesn't that look lovely?
It's really nice.
Sarah Brennan, white
and you've got the Merry Christmas sentiment on that stamp set as well. Sheila
Metzeler.
That's with the grunge backdrop stamp.
Sam Crow, lovely.
That's nice.
Sheila Metzeler. And then this one's made a whole wreath. Sheila's made a whole wreath.
Oh, just from the individual
just from that one little poinsettia in that set there. So really, really versatile set. Very, very lovely collection. And that is all of them.
That's all individually, yeah.
Yeah, so you're going to tell us one more time about that
if you're interested in that massive bundle.
What's the bundle? Are you telling me that all of that lot that we've just looked at is $39.95?
But if you're a Diamond Club member, it's only £33.96.
Is it?
Yeah, 15% discount.
For 5 sets?
For 5 sets.
Why's that then?
6, 12.
Well, no.
Yeah.
It's a good, that's why we're doing this.
We are indeed.
You know.
And we mentioned the other day, we can now that we're no longer going to Oundle, we haven't got the sort of a middle person, so to speak, so we can share the savings with our friends at home.
That's very good, isn't it?
And also, many of our friends maybe are tuning in for the first time and may not have seen them.
No,
or you saw them the first time and the budget didn't allow for you to get them at that time.
That's right.
So,
and they are a lovely collection, and I think it's the interchangeability and
from
the
flowers.
Different
walls and the
you know. And if our friends are involved in the Thursday evening posters, you know, the floral,
the colouring,
because I drew that as well, so it's got the same
style to it,
same flourish. So that's worth.
Yeah, you recognise that in the Lithianthus more so. I noticed that in the roses.
Exactly. So you can tell. So let's just have a quick look at the downloads, and maybe Paul, you can explain to us where we're going to find these downloads and what they're all about.
Okay, so if you go to the front of our website, there's a button in the top right-hand corner that says Clarity TV. If you click in there, it currently shows you what's on the show during the course of this hour. Then just above that, it will say Catch Up. If you go into that area, you'll be able to see that there's 4 different downloads. This one will be download available. This one's there already. This one here, this was like a last minute, Barb got carried away. This will be available after the show.
I just thought they made such a nice frame.
It really did. It's like a log cabin, didn't it?
Yeah, lovely.
And you can just click on them. You can download it. It tells you what was used with the links, so you can click straight into it. And many of our friends at home are printing these off and keeping them in a folder so that they can refer back to them for some ideas and inspiration.
Well, and the thing is that all of these, even if I don't get to them, right, you've got the picture and you've got the ingredients. So many of you will figure it out just by looking at the picture. And, you know, I'm definitely going to get a couple of them done. There's no doubt about that. Tricks and tips.
Yes.
It's all about tricks and tips.
That's what it's all about. Absolutely.
So how are you at home? Everybody happy?
I reckon everyone was
ready to
good.
Get going?
So we've got many friends in the room with us today. So
well, let's get started then.
Yes, where are we going to?
It's good to have your company. It's good to have your company. Let's have a look. We'll start with this one.
Okay.
And so what we're using here, let's just take. Let's dismantle this. I know. Sorry, my head's all over the place today. So we can see here, for example, we've got a piece of stencil card.
Yeah.
So it's a 6. I've gone a little bit smaller.
So you've got
it's 6 by 3.5 across.
Yeah.
Right. So the reason I've done that is because it kind of straddles. The stamp straddles nicely. So whichever one I choose to use, 3.5 just gives me a lovely. See.
Yes.
and the bottom, the
For
frames,
the grasses.
just go over the edge, which is
Yeah.
what I want. I want it
Okay.
to go out over the edge. So depending on which one I'm going to use. See, 3.5.
That's lovely for
It's
a little
lovely,
mini
just
make,
on a little
isn't
mini
it?
mate. Yeah. So
Yeah.
3.5. It just sits beautifully on a 3.5 by 3.5. Little bit of colouring, little bit of moon, little bit of brush with ink.
A little sentiment on there from those mini
Beautiful.
word chains.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do now is just show you. Let's just take that piece of card.
Okay.
And then what we're going to use is another little piece of card just to stamp up those words
That's
as well.
quite effective, isn't it? That little sort of sign.
Yeah, it's easy to do. I'll show you.
Okay.
So what we're going to do first of all is use my favourite, the Lizzie.
I love this one as
I
well.
like this one too.
You can tell it's Barb's favourite. Look, it's well used.
It's well loved. And we'll use our mega mounts. There we go. So if you look at the Clarity Mega Mount, it's got see the marks on it.
It's
It's
like
been
laser
etched.
etched into
Yeah.
it, isn't it?
So this is a really good thing for lining up. If I just see, I could use that as alignment.
Yeah.
So I can see exactly that little etched line there is the same. See, I've just used it as a little frame.
As a guide, yes.
Yeah. So, for example, if I wanted to pop that there, right, then I would move it up a little bit and use the etch line. Do you see what I mean?
The edge of your card.
Exactly.
So it becomes like a stamp positioner, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got that, and that's going to go on there like so.
Okay.
But if I want this to be hidden behind the grass or the rocks or whatever, then of course I've got to put that down first.
Right.
Right. Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
Regardless. So if I want to use it like so, then I stamp it up. Bob's your uncle. It's done.
Yeah.
Right. If, however, I want to put this behind a rockery, so I'm eliminating those two lines that are on every stamp.
Yes.
Then I'm going to either use the rockery first, or the grass, or the brick wall,
or the logs,
yes. La 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 la. Yeah. You can use whatever you fancy.
5 different ones to choose from if you've gone for the complete collection.
Interchangeability. Interchangeability. So if let me just put this underneath so we can see the difference between. And what I'll do now is I'll take my grass, and I'll use my other mount. And again, I'm just going to use if I use that, the darker, see, I can see exactly where I'm going now. It just gives me a little bit more control over the straightness, if you like.
Yes.
Yeah? Like that. I'm not going to get too excited. I've got 4 demos to get to.
Absolutely.
But you can see that this is where I want to go. And then I'm going to mask that off.
Okay.
So I've got my masks ready to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they all come inclusive with each of those stamp sets.
Yeah.
The different masks for the different bedding, the bases.
That's it, for the beds or the grasses or the, So you can see I'm just using a black archival ink pad now.
Yeah.
And right, let's have a look. Just a nice black archival ink pad. I like, you know me, I'm a Ranger girl.
Absolutely.
Love Ranger ink pads. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stamp that there.
Okay.
But see, now let's just check this out. I don't want that line there, do I?
No.
Right?
Right.
So I've got to see if I've inked this up, that's all well and good if it's down the bottom like that.
Yes.
But if I put it there, I'm going to end up with a line right across there.
Yeah.
So enter our masking tape. If I pop my masking tape into place.
See, this every time we come on, Bob, and you're doing demos, the masking tape always comes into play, doesn't it? Because it has so many different uses.
It does.
For masking off areas that you're about to do now, but also when you're creating those lovely frames around the outside.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'll use it. It's invaluable. And we sell it in a pack of 4, don't we?
If you want the item number for that, it's 31212 for 4 rolls of that.
So what we're doing now is do you see what I mean?
Protecting the card.
I'm protecting the card, and I could go a different way. I could just ink up the grass.
A little bit more tricky.
Bit trickier.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you've got to think about it then, haven't you?
Yeah. This way, what I can do is lift this over, turn that round, press that down, and I know that that straight line is going to be on the masking tape.
Yes.
So that's easy now.
A lot easier.
Yeah, well, really. So now if I take that away, I've done this job done.
Yeah.
Right. And that's, so I can either do that, tricks and tips,
Yeah.
or I can do the other way around and take that, you know, cover it up like that and then lift that off when I...
Remembering to lift it
off.
Lift it
off, yeah.
Yeah.
So there are lots of different options. Now that one is the brick wall, for example. The brick wall is different.
Yes.
They're all different. The only one that has that line is the grass.
It's the grass.
Yeah. Did it just get warm in here
Yeah,
again?
the window's open.
What is it about?
I think
Why is that?
I think because we're generating enough heat between two of us.
It suddenly got really, really warm,
really did.
didn't it?
Did you want me to look at the pack shot while you take your jumper off?
I've got to take my jumper off.
Got to take my pack shot.
It's gone really. I've got to stop talking.
Okay, right. So if you're interested in this complete collection with the mask, the item number is 11965. It should be $49.95. You're going to save £10, which brings it down to $39.95. And if you're, for example, a Diamond Club member, which is 15% off, that brings it down to £33.96.
That's better.
Is that better? There we go. Quick change. Just as well you had that on underneath.
Well, dress in layers. It's like San Francisco in
here. I took the dog out on Sunday. I had 6 layers on.
It starts out really cold in the morning. At 6 in the morning, it's like a fridge in there. Yeah. And then you just don't know,
the heat from the building, isn't it?
What is going on?
Yeah.
Because we're upstairs. So heat does rise, I suppose, doesn't it?
Definitely.
I don't think it's because I'm getting excited. And it's certainly not a personal summer. That is,
I think because there's 2 of us in the room as well. And it is the afternoon.
Yeah. That's better. Sorry about that, guys. Well, there's no point in suffering, is there?
No, not when you can change it.
I'm going to take my shoes off as well in a minute. So I've got fur-lined boots on.
That probably doesn't help as well, if your feet are warm.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, let's go and look at that pack shot while Barb disappears downstairs and banging her head.
It's crazy hot in here. What's happening?
Now, if you like the little word chains, we've got item number 10577, which is the hugs and kisses together with the get well soon. But if you go to that show page on our website where it says Clarity TV, in the top right hand corner, click in there and you'll see all the various different options, whether you go for it individually or as bundles. And all the other stuff that Barb's showcasing during
You want to do that? It's lovely.
I could just run a slip-on. So
no, mine are not. Mine are blue.
There we go. I've got Christmas socks on. I got them for Christmas.
I've got my dad's on. Knee socks. Nice. I love these.
Keep your feet warm.
Bit big.
That's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
Warm.
Better to be bigger than smaller.
Dad always had really cold feet. So I used to buy him these really expensive woolen socks in a really posh men's outfitters in Tunbridge Wells. You know that little shop up the hill? And and I feel when I wear his socks, it's like...
He's with it, well, he was lovely. This morning in the shack, wasn't he,
as well? He was with a feather, wasn't that strange? Anyway, so back to this. Now I can continue without feeling that I'm like Joan of Arc.
Ken reckons it's Sue on the phones, all the hot air rising because she's in our call centre underneath us.
Yeah, you could be right. It's that Joan of Arc moment where the heat starts rising from underneath. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to see the masks are so intricate.
I know. Can you imagine doing this with a pair of scissors and a Post-it note?
Yes, I can imagine it. And you wouldn't want to do it twice, would you?
No.
So I'm just going to use... See, and then you use masking tape to cover up the bottom part.
Okay.
And then let's say I'm going to put these flowers. Let's use the Lizzie, shall we?
Okay.
And because I think they're ever so pretty.
They're really nice.
Really pretty. So we'll just pop these in. See, it's already 20 past. I told you. I've had to have a little costume change. Go whistling in like and then start taking all your clothes off.
But I say it's just as well you did have. I mean, we've got a spare top here anyway. If you didn't, we could have gone and grabbed that.
We have. And so, relax.
Absolutely.
Right. So we're just going to ink up our lovely
You nearly put that on the mouse then, didn't you?
I did. And then I'm just going to cover up so I'm stamping onto the mask with those double lines. Okay.
And I suppose potentially, depending on how far down you come, will then affect the height of the flower bed, won't it? Like
of course.
Flowers.
It depends how much you want to add into the meadow.
Yeah.
See, you could bring that right down to the bottom, and that would look lovely too.
Yeah.
But I'm giving myself a little bit of wiggle room just in case I decide to put a message or a sticker or something at the base, right? There. What a beautiful stamp.
That is, the detail is amazing.
I think that's one of the things about the quality of clarity. You know, you always get really lovely quality stamps, don't you? And then, of course, what we've got now is we've stamped that up. But if, let's say, for example, I want to I need to put the green in the grass.
Yes.
Right. Then what I'm going to do is let me show you. If I'm going to actually cut there.
Right.
This is just, I'm thinking on my feet here. Because what I want is actually this side to cover up the top bit if I'm doing the grass. So if I take this away now, okay.
Yeah.
I'll pop that down there.
Okay.
It's just tricks and tips. If I lift this off, this bit, let me show you. I'm going to take that bit there and I'm going to make it easy on myself. Cut that bit there and that bit there like that. I mean, they're just masks. Okay, but let's take this bit off here now. Like that.
Yeah.
So now that, excuse my head for a minute.
Head's all clear.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, my eyesight. I don't think it could be.
You left your Dame Edna's at home as
well. Just to enjoy the challenge. Right, see, and then I can pop that up there like so.
Yeah.
And now it's good to go for grass, you see.
Yes.
So if I wanted to add the greenery down the bottom now. So I take my green brush, for example.
Yeah.
And I can add my greenery at this point. Which ink pad am I using? Let's take Mowed Lawn. Seemed to make sense to me.
It did, considering it's a grass bank. Yes, absolutely.
So you can add your grass there, and you can add layers of grass by just moving this along. But I just want to give you the basic idea here.
So with the brushes, you're putting sort of like an undercoat on first, aren't you? To give it that sort of, in a way, you're treating the card, aren't you?
Yeah. And you're moving down. So I put a piece here to protect that area.
So you don't have a green sky.
No, and it's also giving the stamped image a chance to dry.
Yeah.
Right. But say now I've got a good coverage of green there.
Okay.
And then, you know, like, so the brushes, they're on the boat, they're coming.
They are indeed.
Now I can sweep through. See, and this is where what you'll find is, the spot-on sponges really get into the detail. So let's get some detail going. If you didn't see the show was it Friday when I did the castle?
Yes, it was, yes.
It's the same principle, isn't it?
Yes, so what you're doing is you're sharpening up the edges of that mask because it has got that fine detail. And although you've put the undercoat down with the brushes, it doesn't necessarily get into all the little blades of grass. No,
but that does.
Yeah, so if you're interested in our spot-on sponges, you can get 4 packs of those, item number 31215. So, and it's really good because, as you say, if you've been following Barb for many a year, you'll know that it's the spot-on sponges, it's the stencil brushes, the low-tack tape. They're the essentials that Barb goes to time and time again.
And the thing is, I don't really use that much, do I? I'm always sort of using the same thing, really.
It's like the core essentials, isn't it?
So I'm just wondering if I pop that in there, I might take this away first.
Okay.
So you can see how you can let me come in close so you can see how tight that is, how perfect that is.
Really is.
Right, for grass.
Those little blades of grass.
Yeah, it's quite something.
It is.
And then you just pop that back on its home base, and you've got your mask for later. You can use these again and again and again.
I was going to say, they're reusable, aren't they?
Yeah. Now, if you want to go to the sky side of things,
yeah,
then you're going to cover up the green. Although, if you wanted to, you know, I mean, to be honest, this would be more to protect your, to my mind, this would be more to protect your yellow brush than anything. I mean, I wouldn't think twice about going over a green grass with a bit of yellow.
Yeah.
However, you know, let's say now I've got some yellow going here.
Okay. And you always keep a separate brush for your yellow,
always keep a separate brush for yellow. And then, of course, we want to pop, let's say we want to put our moon. Remember on Friday with the castles?
With the castles. It's in that complete set. So the item number for that is 30150. 17.99, special price 14.99. And they were very popular on Friday.
They're so, you know what I was saying about hour for hour, pound for pound, you get so much mileage, you know. So what I'm using here is fossilized amber, which is a little bit more muted than this zesty yellow in that card.
That was probably a squeezed lemonade or something like that,
or
you reckon?
Mustard seed.
Mustard seed, yeah.
Yeah, and I couldn't find it, so so we're using this one instead. Yeah. So I'm just dusting across there like so. I like this colour, actually. I like this colour a lot. And I'll show you in the next demo, you know, you can make some smashing skies as well with pinks and peaches. We've had some phenomenal sunsets over this way.
Have you? On going across the forest?
Yeah, beautiful. Just crazy beautiful. But you can see how easily...
It doesn't take long to build up, does it? I think because you've got the application from the brush, it gives you that large coverage, doesn't it?
Exactly. And I'm just putting a little tiny bit of yellow through here, bearing in mind, of course, that I'm going to be colouring in those flowers. So I don't want to get too intense on the colours. I can always add it, can't I?
But you can't take it away.
No. And the other thing is, of course, that I could also brayer this into, just go over with a brayer, and it wouldn't take long at all. But, you know, at the moment, we're just going to add a really lovely bit of yellow sky. There you go, that will do. And then when we lift this away, of course, we've got our...
Wow, look at the difference on that. Right. It really doesn't look as if you've put much on there until
you take the mask away. That's right. Now, what we're going to do next is shine a light on pencils.
Yes.
So one of the things that we have in our cupboard is, of course, we own Pergamano, and so we've got these superb Perga liners, and they really do hit the spot every time.
And it's Year of the Colour, isn't it, here at Clarity for 2025?
What I love about the B pencils, which is the ones with the white writing on, they're blending, so they're oil-based.
Yeah.
And what you'll see is, if I go over, for example, this particular, even though I've definitely added a lot of yellow, let me come in a bit closer so you can see that. Even though I've added quite a lot of yellow ink to the background, you can see that these are the opacity on these is brilliant.
Yeah. Right, so the item number for those pencils is 70063, $29.99, special price $24.99.
And you can see just by using this yellow pencil, you can really, it gets in over the, it's quite something actually.
It is, but it's not affecting the black line art, is it? Sometimes they can,
not at all.
Pencils can do that, although you've stamped out, like, or in a colouring book, and it can sort of diminish the line art.
Not at all. Let's take that away so we can see it better. But you can see how easily and how effectively you can just add the colour now into this area. And And you can use, don't get me wrong, you know, you've got 20 water soluble pencils here as well. They work beautifully as well, and you can use them dry.
Yeah.
You don't have to
Use them with water.
Not at all.
No.
And so, for example, this, I'm going to keep it simple, but you can see how easily and how effectively these pergoliners work. So, you know, for somebody who just likes colouring in, I mean, that's what we're doing at the moment. We had a really good session this morning with the owl.
The shack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is just a simple, pretty way of adding colour.
But it doesn't take much, does it? I think the way in which you've illustrated the flowers, you've got sort of like main focal flowers and then the little bits of foliage in them. So it doesn't take too long to do.
Not at all. Not at all. And you can see how yeah, well, I'm pretty much completed the whole thing here by just adding a little bit of colour. Let's see if I've got a nice peachy orangey colour, because these are B for blending pencils. So let's see if I can't add a little bit of colour or interest to these. There you go. Let's get those little hearty. They look pretty. They're a little bit of a flash of colour. There you go.
Sometimes you don't see it until it, like when you was talking earlier in the shack about the owl, you don't necessarily see the artwork until you introduce the colour to it.
That's right. That's right. And also, like over the top now, we can add a little bit of shadow on the yellow. See? So you just, because they're blenders. I mean, the blending, we've got blending nibs. Now that's another brilliant piece of kit really from Clarity. I don't know if you're familiar at home with our blending nibs, but they really are, like at the moment, let's say I'm just laying down this colour on top, like so, just laying down a little bit of colour. Yeah, so the blending nibs, if you want to show that, Paul.
There we go. So the blending pen with the nibs, the refill, the item number for that is 70440. And I think it's about £10.49 plus your club discounts. But it's great because it's a pen, the blending pen.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they were like paper stubs, weren't they? That you had to hold.
So this is so ergonomic because you can. So now, for example, I can lay down the colour over the top like this to get my shadow going. There, look, just put a little bit in there. I can dry blend this. I don't need the masking. Sorry, the what's it called? The Dorso oil. No, not at all. I can dry blend this. So let me show you. If I come in here like this, okay, I can take, let's come in tight so you can see what I'm doing. There. So I can take a dry nib and I can start to smooth out. Does that work? Do you see?
Yeah, you can see that.
So you just smooth it out beautifully. This is without Dorso oil. If you use Dorso oil, then it smooths it out even more effectively.
Yes,
and the Dorso oil,
it, doesn't it?
Yeah, and also the Dorso oil doesn't it doesn't make the line art from the flowers bleed either.
No,
no. You know? So let's just do this for a minute, and let's just humour me here. I'm going to rise the channel. I'm going to take a darker colour, like a red now, and I'm just going to add a little bit of red for depth in that, you know, that shadow again that we're talking about. Let's just add a little tiny bit of, just a little bit of red.
And it's just light pressure you're using with the pencil.
You always use light. You don't need to press with these. Quite the opposite. Because
what happens if you go hard with the pencil?
If you press too hard, it almost creates like a seal.
Right.
And then it's difficult to move them around. You've almost burnished it with the pencil.
Yeah.
So here you can see I'm just adding a little bit of depth. But let me show you here. If I take a bit of that colour there, like that, over the top of the yellow. Yeah. And a little bit of the orange. Then I'll take my blending pen. And if I just use the blending pen, you'll see how it just smooths it out.
Yeah.
And if I feel it needs, say I feel that I need to use Dorso oil to move it out, then I can go in afterwards and use Dorso oil. So it's not normally, to be honest, a dry blend will work.
And I suppose you can build, like you're doing now, you're building up your layers of colour as well, aren't you? So you put your yellow down, then you put that orange, and now you're putting the red.
Yeah, And if I want to blend this more, see, I like it. It looks good as it does.
I mean, we're really magnified, aren't we?
Yeah,
on
we're
this?
really
So
tight on
when
here.
you sort of you hold this card at a distance,
Yeah,
you can really see the effect that it's having.
but if I'm gonna, right, here we go. What's the time? 22. Oh no. Let's have a look. If I just humour me for a minute, I just want to show you. If I put a little bit of Dorso oil on a spot-on sponge.
Okay, so we've got a colouring accessories kit. Item number is 70431. It gives you your spot-on sponges, your Dorso oil, your mix mats, some more nibs, and your double-ended eraser pencil.
Very valuable piece of kit. Right, so say I've got that going on.
Yeah.
Now, if I just pop a little bit of Dorso oil on there now,
okay,
you can see on the paper, you can see here, it's got oil on it.
yes.
And that now is exactly what I can use to blend out the colours. So here, for example, I'll start in the light colour.
You can see it moving.
And then I can start moving it through. And it just, see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
So you can really smooth out, and you'll notice that there you go.
Yeah.
So you can really start to add depth and natural, like, shadow, and like here now, if I want to add a bit of shadow, see?
And
we're just
also
starting
by
to
using
move
the
pigment
Dorso oil,
around.
yeah, the Dorso oil is then picking up that pigment, and then it becomes a pencil or a pen
It
in
does.
its own right, doesn't
and
it?
you can add shade and light and depth. And when that light, so when that dries, I would wait a little bit, but I can go in and add a little bit more here, and so it goes on. But you know, normally you'd wait, but you see how you can build up the depth.
And the great thing about the Dorso is that it doesn't come through on the reverse, does it?
No, and if it does, it dries out anyway.
Yeah, and it just evaporates.
It does indeed.
Wow.
So the other thing that I wanted to show, if I can just bear with me a moment, is so the B pencils are the ones that react to oil. The A pencils are the ones that react to water.
Okay, so the item number for those pencils is 70063, £24.99 plus your Clarity Craft Club discounts.
Okay, so if I just put my pens to one side for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look.
Look at that, that's lovely.
And yeah, and it's, can I borrow that for a minute? So you can see it's a little bit darker and it's a little bit more granular, but that's the way I like it, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a bit different, isn't it? So what we can do now is we'll just turn that over, and what I want to do, sorry. So what I'm going to do now is show the stamps
the ray
off.
of sunshine.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's just show you where we're going with that. So we've got these lovely little mini stamps.
Yeah.
And we've got sunshine.
Yes.
We've got ray.
I thought it said rain.
We've got sunshine. We've got ray, and we've got of.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm a left-handed person, so I'm going to stamp that way so I can see what I'm doing.
Okay.
And what I wanted to do is show off our new stamp pens. So bear with me a second, because we're going to use those.
I will change the item on the screen. So these have been really, really popular. If you wanted a set of 12, which gives you 3 of the 4 different shapes, item number 31750, and it's £49.99. But that stamp is slightly bigger than the amount.
I don't think it's going to matter, do you? Well, we'll give it a go. What's the worst that can happen? Right, hang on, I've got a bit of
It's not my hair.
No, certainly not yours. So let's just have a look. So I'm going to pop that there. Right, let's give it a go. Beautiful.
Lovely.
Look at that.
And the idea behind these little mini word chains, because you like all your different fonts, you actually put these together, didn't you, using different fonts?
Yeah, that's right. I love using different fonts. And so what I did was I used loads and loads of different typefaces.
And they're sort of uppercase, lowercase.
Yeah, that's it. And they're quite funky, aren't they?
Yeah.
So you can be quite funky. They don't have to be completely straight. So let's put of sunshine. We put it off at a little jaunty angle.
Yeah.
See? But that looks good, doesn't it?
It does.
So and then we'll go for ray. Right, and Ray, you could use any one of these stamp pens, but you can do this on a bit of scrap as well. It's up to you to just get your position. But I'm quite happy to just give it a go freehand like that. I reckon that will sit there nicely. Yeah?
Yeah.
There, look, ray of
That,
sunshine.
that's nice.
Perfect. And they work so well. Look, it just is, because we're so used to using pens and writing with pens. There's no, you don't over press, because you don't press
And
too
the
hard when you're
pressure's
drawing
equal
either.
right in the center, isn't it? It's got that
Exactly.
perfect pressure.
And you can see, even if you look here, even though I used, look, the stamp is at least 1/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you put the pressure in the middle, it
follows
works like a
which,
charm.
if you think about it, when you've spoken in the past about when
They
you're using the
would
mega
all
mounts,
work.
and
That one might be a bit big. Sorry.
Where if you're
How
using a
very
larger
kind.
mega mount,
Thoughtful's a bit too long. Yeah, exactly.
you're
Sorry,
putting the
Paul.
pressure in the middle of the stamp, aren't you? So,
Precisely.
and it spreads out.
Precisely that. Sorry. So what I'm going to do now, let's say,
Yeah,
okay, is make a
little sign, a symbol. Okay.
So
I'm going to bring up the details of our lovely masks that we've been showcasing. It's got those, and they proved really popular on Friday. So the item number is 30150. It's our Scenescape Clarity Mask set. It should be £17.99, £3 saving, and it's only £14.99. Okay, back with Bob.
So I've got this, I've made this little tiny piece now, strip. So I can trim that off to wherever I want it to be.
Okay.
And then this end, what we're going to do there is just make sure that it's
so you've got like a little point.
Yeah, you've got a little point. So what we're going to do now is, if we, let me think about this. If I've got a pencil, any pencil will do, right? And I'll just cut that to there, and let's say I'll do that to there.
Okay.
I reckon that's in the middle.
Yeah,
middle-ish. Middle-ish. Yeah, that'll do. Right, so I'm going to cut that off there like so.
Yeah.
Like that. And then I'll turn that over like so.
Ah.
Right, so now I know that that's the same on that side.
Yeah.
Sorry, like right, so that now, I've put that piece there.
On the opposite end. Corner, yes.
Do you see?
Yeah.
So now I go there to there, and I'll make a little mark. I could use the cutout. It's a bit fiddly, but you see what I'm getting at.
Yes, because that's what I always struggled with when you would do that. You do one side, and then you'd come in on the other side, and then before you knew it, you had a tiny little banner.
Yeah.
Because you kept cutting away because it wasn't central.
So let's see if this worked. There you go. Bingo.
That's it. That's a really good tip.
Right, and then that is on there like so.
Yeah.
And that sits on there like so.
And that's just been edged with your Sharpie pen.
That's been edged. That can go on there like that. I'd bring it down a little bit into the sun.
Yeah.
You could put it down in the grass, but I like it like that.
Yeah.
And there you are. So lots of little tricks and tips, but you can see how that works.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, good.
Okay. Right, okay, let's have a look at that product shot then, while Barb has a bit of a tidy up.
I know, we'll do the logging.
We jumped then. Right, let's have a look. So let's bring those details up. So if you're interested in the complete collection, it's item number 11965. Should be $49.95. So it's 5 for the price of 4, and it's $39.95 plus your club discount. If you're interested in some of the other products, these the stamp pens, we've got those on the screen, a set of 12, really, really popular. Poor Dave's still making them, and Barb and Dave were making them last night. Barb was sitting in the shack assembling them.
Aren't we lucky?
So the item number for a set of 12 is 31750. You've got a £21.89 saving. If you want just 4 of them, which gives you your square, your circle, your rectangle, and your oval, you've got a £3.97 saving, and that's 31749. Then if you're interested in, what else have we got to show you? You can have a look at these masks. So really, really popular, reusable again and again. And when we was looking at some of the artwork, you'll notice the clouds were in the background. And for me, I always struggled cutting out clouds with a pair of scissors and a piece of copy paper. And really, when you look at that, you've got 4 different sides to it on there. Then also on the show, what else have we got? Right. So Barb showcased these the other week. This was the poetry stamps. And on one of those downloads, you'll notice that Barb used one of them. So if you missed out from the other week, the item number on this is 10998. And that's the Poetry A6 stamp collection with folder. That's got a £47.99 saving. Now, if you're in the club, that brings it down to £67.90. What else have I got to show? If you want some of the sets individually, you've got poetry set. Where's that gone? Poetry set 1, item number 10708, 3 for the price of 2. That's the Serenity collection. Then we have set 2, 10709, £10 saving on that, 3 for the price of 2. And then set 3, item number 10996, and then finally set 4, 10997. So okay.
Good.
Are we good to come back, Barb?
I think so.
Okay, let's have a look then.
Because I thought it'd be nice
Yeah.
to have another look at another set of stamps with the logs.
Yes.
And what I did was I made a card using the logs as a frame.
Oh.
And then I put a little landscape inside. So I thought that would be rather nice to try that, because, you know, the artwork that the design team have done, they make it abundantly clear how you can use the bricks with the flowers, or you can use the sandwich. Like I'll show you, I've got another one here. These are cool. Look, I could show you that one.
So this is the download, and that's got those lovely poetry
with the poetry
stamps on there.
So you see how you can change the flowers as well. That was the purpose of this demo, was to show you how you can use the stone wall with the rose. And then all I've done is used this is Toscana
the petite toppers. Really got those on the show as well. So
it's like instant background. It shows you, you know, you haven't got to colour it all in, just a little bit of grey work here, but the designer paper gives you that background. And actually, I was thinking as well, you know, we did the dots and spots on Friday. That might be a really nice transfer trick as well. So I thought, right, okay, let's show you how the log pile, the brick, they all work in the same way. Right, so I'm going to show you how to make this frame and then how to make a little picture inside. And if we take a little bit longer, I'm sure that will be okay, won't it?
I'm sure it will be.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is just mount on our mega mount. What size is this one?
I think this a 3.5 by 4.5.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Those on the website.
So let me just check what I'm doing here. So I just want to make sure I've got the right size card. Bear with me a second, because I want to make sure I can trim it afterwards. It just needs to be big enough. That's it. That'll do. And then I can always trim it afterwards. Yeah. So what we're going to do is make a frame first of all.
Okay.
Right. And then you can always trim it up afterwards.
Because you can't see any joins in that. That looks as if it's a complete stamp.
So that's where the masks come into play.
Right.
So I'll show you how that works. If I just ink up this stamp first.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. So let's just have a go. This is a brand new one, so I probably want to season it first, you know. But we'll give it a go because it's going to be busy anyway. There's a lot of line art in here, isn't there? So let's just say I'll pop it in here. I can always trim it up afterwards. There's the first one.
Yeah.
And what's the worst that happens? If I need to go again, I'll just flip the card over and start again.
Got 2 sides to it, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. So we'll just do that side.
Okay.
See if we can get some good detail going. Okay. Right, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm going to take my mask and I'm going to cover it up. So for example, now I'll take my mask and I'll cover it up. Now, what's interesting is when you look at the mask, this was a Lisa special, I remember this.
Hmm.
So you can see on the mask, if you look carefully, you can see this red print.
Oh, yes.
And what that is if you wanted to keep going,
Oh, so it's
it
your
goes that way.
positioning.
Yeah. So that
Right.
it's a perfect tessellation. That's where you want to set it. And then it will just continue without a, like that. Look.
Right.
Oh, sorry. It will go. See, there's no join.
There's
It's
no
seamless.
join. Yes.
There you go.
So
Clever.
that's what the red is on all of the masks
On all
from
the
each of the 5
masks,
different sets.
there's red.
Yeah. And so it allows you to tessellate
Yeah.
and make larger
Yes, it does.
beds, so to speak.
That's it. So this time, what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to make a frame.
Okay.
So the idea for me is, it's like pattern building. I'm just going to use my black archival ink pad, and then I'm going to flick it over. I can use the mask, the mount
As
to
a
see.
guide.
Do you see what I mean?
Yes, because you've put it straight on the mount.
So this edge here is telling me, let me come up a little bit. That edge is telling me that it's straight. Yep. So I'm going to go that side.
Okay.
And then I'll flip it round.
Yeah.
And then I'll do that side.
Okay.
So we'll go that side as well. Okay.
This is so effective, this sort of frame. It just, I mean, obviously they're logs. It's like a log cabin effect, isn't it?
It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's lovely for wintry scenes. You know, if you like landscape scenes,
yeah.
What you'll find is, as well, this is lovely for your Christmas cards. I know it's a little bit after the fact, but for wintry cards, for Christmas cards.
Quite masculine as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Very much so, yeah. So now we've got those ones, right? But of course, now this was the only point where I thought, now see what I'd have to do now, if I was at home, I'd have to take that one off here.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you get
so
two
I've only
of
get
them in
two,
here.
right? So now I've got to pop that one there to cover that end, so I don't cut across
the logs.
Yeah. And then the same on this end, but it's not much of a fiddle. I'm very fortunate. I've got 2 sets because I asked for 2. Yeah. It's like,
don't all go be asking for 2 sets.
No, but you understand that that's obviously, it makes it easier.
It does.
But it's not impossible. It's obviously.
No, it just takes a little bit longer than normal, doesn't
that's right.
it?
So now I've got my.
So this is the final part of the frame going on now.
Yes. And then it's time to do the inside. So I've got that bit now, and I can line that up and it will sit perfectly like so. And then I'll just pop that in there like that. Okay.
And all of a sudden you've now got your complete
You've
frame,
got a complete frame. Yep.
Yeah.
And then it's a question of cutting another pair of masks, friends.
But it's not too difficult, is it? I mean, you could go for our blank mask material.
So now you've got that.
Yeah.
See? And you've taken that away just to show you. And you can see how you've got a perfect.
And it interlocks with one another, doesn't it? So you've got like this one sitting on top of that one, that one's on top of that one.
And that's how you do that round the outside.
Nice.
Okay. So here's one that I've done before.
Because it needs to be dry, I'm
guessing. Because it needs to be dry.
Yeah.
Well, it needs to be dry really. And also, I'm going to cheat now and use 4 of these. Okay, because I want to put the landscape on the inside.
Yeah.
So I thought I would use some other stamps to do this.
Yeah, so we've got some miniature stamp sets. I'll just bring it into the side where Barb's covering that over.
Go for it.
So we've got item number 11287. I'm just going to come in.
Yeah.
Over there.
I can come away to do that.
11287. These are our little miniatures. But remember that little treescape that Barb was sharing with us on Friday in that larger set? You've got the treescapes on there, you've got your trees, you've got your stag, your wolves.
It's great for perspective. If you bought the larger one, this is fantastic.
I love that moon shadow one, that original one. So you've got that one there, and the item number is 11287, $9.99 for that one. And then another one of Barb's favourites. This is the family set. You've got Barb's mum and dad on the bench. You've got Lynn Hammond walking the dog. You've got Mark flying away with the birds. You've got cats on there,
Lovely.
on the swing. So really lovely sort of couple of stamp sets there, but they're all available on that show page as well. Whee, there we go.
There you go. So I've got my little stamps there, and I've prepared. So what I've done now is I've prepared my little inner frame.
Look at that. I mean, that's a picture.
It is a picture.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do though now is I'm going to protect
using
the
that
outside.
low-tack tape.
You know, so I'm just going to use my low-tack tape to protect the outside a little bit.
Yeah. And the item number for 4 rolls of that is 31212.
That's it. And what else are we doing this week, Paul?
So this week, tomorrow at 10 o'clock is Groovy Tuesday. Then at 2 o'clock, I will be joined by Jazz, and we're going to be looking at the groovy version of these floral walls.
Yeah.
Really,
so
really
nice.
lovely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then on Wednesday, you have a craft along with Barb at 7 o'clock, a free craft along with Barb at 7 p.m. to create that beautiful coaster. Thursday evening, back in the shack at 7, create carrying on colouring. Sounds like a film, doesn't it? With that lovely floral alphabet
Carry
poster.
on colouring.
Carry on. There's no calories in there. And then on Friday, a worldwide launch from Linda Williams in Groovy.
Yeah, so that'll be pretty cool.
So a busy little week here at Clarity Towers.
Right, let's get going. I want to put together this little scene now.
Okay.
So I'm going to use this little stamp here on one of our Clarity stamp mounts.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just going to ink that stamp up. Again, black archival does the job.
Yeah.
And I'm using the stamps from that little set. I'm going to come in there, I think. That'll be good.
That's from the Woodland Miniatures 11287.
Yeah, I love this.
I love that set.
Yeah. So we've got that in. We've got a little gap there.
Okay.
But that's okay because we've got a trick.
Oh, right.
So I could do 2 things, couldn't I? I could just carry, actually, I could do that as well. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
In fact, why don't I do that? I could just take that bit there like that. I just take that little bit of the stamp from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'll just tag that onto the back end of this piece
so you're
here.
creating a larger landscape.
I could come down or go up a little bit like that. Right, so I've extended.
Yeah.
Nice.
That
looks good.
That looks as if it's one stamp.
It does. And if I wanted to, I could go in with the other stamps. Look, I've got other stamps here. But I tell you what I want to use is that tiny little deer. This one here. I love this little deer.
Oh.
Where's my stamp mount?
This is where the stamp pens come into play.
Yeah, they do. Right, in we go. Stamp pen, a go-go. And what I'm going to do is just because I can, I'm going to put a little piece of paper there just to test.
Okay.
So I know what I'm doing. Right, so I'm going to ink up my stamp with my stamp pen. And then I could make my little picture. I can make a little picture. There you go. So I know I need to wiggle a little bit. That's all right. Wiggle. Perfect. Okay, it don't get better than that.
No.
Right. So I'm going to pop that little guy in because he's like center stage.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pop him in there like that. Nice. Yeah?
Yeah.
Just right. And I miss his rump, but I don't want to. That's the way it works. You know, always, sometimes you can't odds it, but you work with what you've got. So let's just put a little bit of grey pencil in there and no one will ever know the difference. When you do that and you don't get the perfect stamp, right? It's really, don't go over it. Get over it is what I've always said. Right. And then we'll go to this little stamp here. Let's replace, actually we've got more than one, so we can do several of these. Let's go in there like that. So now I'm going to use this little stamp. Let me show you that stamp there.
Right, yeah.
Right, with another stamp pen. Yeah, and I'm going to just use that like here, just to add a little bit of foliage around the edge. So if I want it ink blot plot, or if I want it darker, than first generation.
Yeah.
But you'll see when I take that away, ink, blot, plot. So it's nice in that corner.
Yeah.
Right, that'll work.
So it's as if you're looking out of a log cabin window.
Yeah.
And that's the foliage in the foreground.
It is. And then we've got our moon shadow. Moon
I love
shadow.
this stamp.
So let's see what that looks like. Whoa, that's cool.
I love that.
I love that. So we'll go like that, right? And we'll just pop that in there like so. Perfect.
Nice.
Right, so we've got our moon shadow in.
Yeah.
And it looks really nice, the second generation as well,
Yeah,
just in
real
case you were
misty
wondering.
morning.
And then there's another superb. See, these stamp pens just hit the spot.
They really do.
Honest, I can't.
And we've got the set of
can't
4 on
tell
it, but I
you.
know many of our friends at home definitely took advantage of that special offer where it's 31750 for 3 sets of those, and you've got a £21.89 saving plus your club discount.
This is lovely. Right, so I'm going to get this eagle eye in. Perfect.
You were talking about eagles this morning, wasn't you?
Yeah,
in the shack in New
absolutely.
Mexico.
Yeah. Owls they were
Wow.
actually.
Oh, was it owls?
That's okay, close, close. But you can see how now I can just use my finger, just because there's a little bit of ink on there, right? But you can see how you can just get that edge. Can we finish this?
I think so, yeah. Our friends are still with us.
Okay, let me just show you a trick. If I want to concentrate on the sky,
Yeah.
right, then I have to cover up this area here, the snowy area. So what I'm going to do, and you've seen me do this a couple of times now, this isn't going to, ideally I'd let it dry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, Paul.
Okay, go back to the front camera.
You just said, this is,
Okay.
let me do this
Okay,
first,
do
right?
that first.
So what Paul's just suggested to me, right, by way of signs, is are we doing a giveaway? Well, yeah, okay. So what we have
It came from Gracie. She prompted me to.
Did she?
Yeah, Gracie.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So we're doing a giveaway.
Okay.
Okay. So just a minute, because then in that case, I will finish up 1 card, not 2.
Yep.
I will finish up this card.
Yeah.
Right. Mount it and send it out.
Okay.
All
So
right.
let's have a look on the front
Easy
camera.
does it.
Easy does it. So you've got to type that into the chat. Poor Jilly's going to now be trying to monitor the chat.
You've got to put in the chat now in order to get we'll pick a random winner then when I finish the card.
Yeah.
This is great because it gives the ink a chance.
What we'll do, we'll choose a winner afterwards. Or do you want to do it?
No, we do it during the show.
Okay, Jilly, hope you're listening. Yeah.
We'll do it during the show. If you write "easy does it" in the chat, then we will close our eyes, scroll, and pick a random winner.
Okay.
And then I'll send you, with love as always, from Barb. I'll send you the card.
There we go. Look, it's coming in.
There you go. Easy does it. Easy does it.
What we'll do, I'll scroll through with the messages, and then we'll just land on somebody, and that'll be the winner.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
So let's just have a look. I'm just putting these back, right? If you didn't take advantage of the launch of these stamp pens, I can only tell you.
I think many of our friends are receiving them now, aren't they? Their orders, and they're shouting about it all over our Facebook, over Groovy Worldwide, Clarity Worldwide.
They aren't a gimmick. They aren't a gimmick.
No, they're an essential.
They really do work beautifully.
Jilly can't enter. Sorry, Jilly, you're not allowed to enter.
Now let's have a look. We need some ink.
Okay.
Now I'm aware that this isn't dry.
Okay.
Okay. So if I took a brush and brushed, I know I'm going to start moving it around. If I used a dye-based ink pad, like a distress ink, I know that the dye will start
moving it,
agitating the black ink.
Yeah.
Unless I waited an hour, but I haven't got an hour. So what I'm going to do is use
some archivals,
which we actually have in large.
Yes, we do. The mini ones are on pre-order.
Yeah, you can pre-order them, can't you? I don't know if we've got these ones. But...
They're in strike on the east coast of the USA.
I know. Never a dull moment in America, is there?
Well.
Shush.
Look at all these people entering. Wow.
Fabulous.
Judith
Easy does
Worsley
it.
received her order this morning, but have you started playing yet, Judith?
Excuse me?
Helen Seaman, she's just received her pens. So look, she can't wait to start using them. Wow.
Right, you ready?
Ready?
So what I'm doing is I'm creating. See how it's still coming off a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got, honestly, it's all right though. It's an original. Here you are. So ideally, I'd wait 10 minutes to get that, because you can see, look, see how it's
Yeah.
coming off?
And you would have thought that it would have dried by now
No.
because it's a fast drying ink pad, but it's just being reactivated, isn't it?
Yeah.
With the ink that you're.
But it's all right. It's getting really
it looks
misty,
quite
actually.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I quite like that.
We're going with it anyway. We're going with it, aren't we?
Yeah.
I mean, we could wait, but I can't wait. I can't do it. Right. So we've got a little bit of an echo going. It looks like mist in the background.
It does.
Actually, I quite like it. So this is how you get a misty effect in the background. Look. Doesn't that look cool? Look, I've just
really
gone
like
for
that.
it now.
It's really moody, isn't it?
Yeah. See? Looks like there's a...
What's that thing that the Northern Lights, the other name for it?
Aurora Borealis.
That's it. I'm glad you said it. The way that I'm talking today, it could have come out as anything.
I know. Right, let's try sky blue, and let's see if we can get some sky blue going up here. So I'm trying to avoid the stamps.
Yes.
Because I don't want to get, yeah, but they'll be all right. There you go, look. Just a little bit of sky blue up there. A bit moody.
Would you cover your little moon up with would the mini moon masks fit on there?
Yeah, you could. In fact, I did before. Where are they though,
just
Paul?
There. They're just hiding.
Okay.
To your right.
I did actually before. I took one of these little fellas and I popped it on there. Look, so take that one. Let's see if that fits.
So the mini moon masks come in that Scenescape collection.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Now let's see. Because I know as soon as I do that, it's going to move the ink. You know when you know what you know?
Yeah.
It's your fault if it works like that.
I don't mind taking the blame.
No, I rather like this.
I do. It looks so moody. I love it.
Let me take that away. Okay. And I'm going to put some blue down here as well.
Yeah.
So let's have a look. I'm just using this to blot.
Okay.
So easy does it, friends. Somebody's going to get, well,
easy does it. It's going to be a long scroll. That's all I can say. Everyone is saying.
Right, and then we're going to go in here and it's going to get muddy again, but that's okay. So top tip, don't wait, just wait.
Yeah.
There you go.
These are lovely little mini makes, aren't they?
Aren't
so
they?
you can have a couple on the go and then put a different scene in each one. Because if you've gone for, say, for example, the Woodland collection, which is item number, where's it gone on my list? 11287. You could go for the family miniatures, which is item number 11290.
So this stamp set that we're looking at here, which is the stag, the baby stag.
Yeah.
You've got the baby. Have we got the printout?
I didn't have the printout.
Right,
no.
So we've got that fantastic tree.
Larch tree.
I love that larch tree. That is so good for reflection. You know, when I just go,
yes. Yeah.
Shall I show you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. One thing at a time. Do you know we could hang out all day together, couldn't we? So we've done all that. That'll do.
Yeah.
That'll do. We might want to just put a little bit of something underneath his feet, because otherwise it looks like he's
floating on the snow.
Levitating. There we go. So he's on his own with his little. I'll give him a little tail. Look. Oh,
little Bambi.
Hang on. Let's get rid of that. There you go. Wunderbar.
Yeah.
That worked.
Nice. See, that's why you need these masks.
Yeah, you do. You do. Now let's have a look. We get rid of that.
This is the bit I always love this when it comes to the big reveal.
Well, don't be disappointed then.
I won't be. I won't tut.
That's why. Oh, don't do that. Don't do tutting. We don't do tutting here, friends.
Tutting. No.
No, we don't tut. Right. So now what we're going to do is just lift off the masks and put them back on their home base, like so. See, somewhere we've got a. Okay, well I'll put them on there for the moment. And then I can always do that. I put them back on their home carrier sheet afterwards. There we go, like so.
There we go. Yeah.
And then that one, that nice.
I love that.
There you go. And then I did a little bit of grey pencil work, which is what we were doing in the
shack
this morning.
Is that from the set of 12 Faber-Castell pencils?
There you go, look.
Look
Little
at
bit of blue,
that.
little bit of grey, little bit of easy does
That's
it.
I love that actually. The blurred, it's not blurred, but the colour, the misty. Yeah.
See, so as far as the 3-dimensional stuff goes here, all you got to do is look at the logs and decide, like this one is definitely on top of that one.
Yes.
So you take your grey pencil, your light grey pencil, and you make you go in there like so. Right, so now this is underneath that one, this is on top of that one, this is the background, so this goes under that one. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when you've done it with a lighter pen, look, I'll show you, come in a bit tighter. Moving a little closer. Right, and then you take your darker pencil, I mean, this is a bit extreme, Payne's grey, and then you kiss the edge of that log like that, and you just tease out, and then you'll see it looks really dimensional when you do that. Do you see?
Well, yeah, it's physically sitting on top of that log underneath, isn't it?
No, it is. So that's how you build up the logs. If you enjoy doing a bit of shaving, this is a great way to learn how to, you know, light grey, dark grey.
And it's all from that set of 12.
That's it.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
So there you go. That'll do, Donkey.
We've got to try and find a winner in that very, very long list.
There you go. So, I'll leave that to the ladies.
So should I just scroll? Tell me when to stop.
Now.
Okay.
I don't believe it. Did you? You did, didn't you? I did. Ken Kilminster. It's winging its way to you, dear.
It was obviously meant to be.
But
that was because neither of us were looking at the screen.
No.
So
fabulous. There you go.
I think we've got your address, Ken.
Good.
Oh wow.
All right. Well, I'm glad it's coming to your house, Ken. There you go. That's fabulous.
That's brilliant. Thank
you
very
go.
much.
See, you've got to be in it to win it. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for joining in the Easy Does It.
Yeah, that's it. It's great fun, isn't it, to see that interaction, and all of a sudden it just went.
Yeah, smashing. So thanks for joining us. Let me see. You're back tomorrow morning at
10 o'clock.
10
o'clock. Tuesday with Jazzy's lovely sampler plates. We're working on that. That's got the roses and everything. That's lovely. And then at 2 o'clock tomorrow, I'll be joined by Jazz, and we're looking at the groovy version of this as well.
These are lovely and groovy.
So if you've missed them on Groovy, you can tune back on then. And
then on Wednesday evening, it's the
free craft along, wherever that's disappeared to.
Craft along. So, this is importante because we're gonna get to grips with Mum's.
Steady.
We're gonna get to grips with Mum's coaster. Yeah.
That's
so I'm going to show you how to do that picot cutting. It's all about creating cutting opportunities. So by the time you finish this coaster, you will have passed the picot cutting test.
That's it. Yeah. And then on Thursday, it's back in the shack with the floral alphabet posters.
That's it.
And then
on Friday, it's Richelieu.
Worldwide launch.
Yeah. Exciting.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Jilly, for helping out, and Gracie as well.
Yeah, thanks, ladies.
Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Bye-bye now.
Bye. Bye.